So indie-like games are a really big thing now, especially with PlayStation Plus giving you two free games a month per platform, and the lack of AAA games out right now for the current gen consoles. Yes, the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One are current gen, and everything else is last gen. So I've been diving into the indie pool a bit, old and new, and here's what I have found. So the end of the world has come. Or did it? And which world? It's up to you to decide. In fact, it's up to you to decide what everything means. You're trapped in a landscape of desert ruins, and you're on a quest to reach the glowing mountain in the distance. And it's up to you to decide why. Um, this is Journey, the PS3 game that several people, several sites gave Game of the Year a year ago, and I finally just played it. Um, Graphically, the game is beautiful. It's not beautiful by indie standards, it's beautiful by PlayStation 3 standards. It is full of stylized floating thingies. Since you decide what everything is, there's not a better description than thingies. The gameplay is very simple. You float around and you sing at things. It's essentially all you do in the game. Um, you collect floaty bits of paper which let you fly. The game isn't hard at all, and it's not long. It's 2 hours. If you've heard that it's a 2 hour game, it's pretty much exactly 2 hours long. Um, the game sounds as good as it looks. It's a bit eerie and a little bit sad. Going around singing at thingies. It's kind of wistful and mournful, and I guess it's meant to be. Um, Narrative, well, like I said, the story is up to you, and I can't really decide whether leaving all of the interpretations up to the player is really creative or just really, really lazy. I really do think that it may be the latter. It's just we will let someone else write the story as they're playing the game so that we can just focus on something else. I know there's this whole concept of gameplay is king, but some people live in a different country. Gameplay is not my king. It's not. Story is. Just the way I am. Replayability. No, not really. Once you've played the game, you've pretty much seen everything there is to see in the game. It isn't a multi-path game. It's relatively linear. There's virtually no point in playing the game a second time through. You're not going to get anything else out of it. It's too short to have multiple experiences packed in. It's just way too short for that. The upside, the game is really pretty. The game sounds great, and it packs a decent amount of emotional impact for a game so short. The downside is that the game is way too short for its price. The game is about 15 to $20, and generally speaking, I feel like I've wasted my money if I'm not getting at least $1 a minute out of a game. More of $1 an hour. This game doesn't even give you $1 a minute. The game should cost $2 if it's going to be $1 a minute. So, yeah, I don't like games that are shorter than an action game should be at least 20 hours. An Explorer or an RPG, role playing game, should be at least 50 to 60. This game's two. This is a game to play while you're waiting for another game to download. It's that short. Um, the Nebulous story feels incomplete. It feels like there's something you're missing. It doesn't feel creative and new. It just feels lacking to me. The game also it uses the tilt control to control the camera. And so, like me, if you often tilt the controller while you're playing the game, I generally play games lying on my side, relaxing because I'm lazy like that. And so playing the game lying on your side results in the camera starting to spin around in a death spiral. And it's nauseating. And you can't turn that off. So that kind of sucks. I wish people would stop trying to force to shoehorn new technology into games that don't need it. This is a game that didn't need a tilt control because you literally can control the camera with the other thumbstick. So there's no reason to put the tilt control in other than the fact that, hey, there's a tilt control. We got to do something with that. I wish people would stop doing that. So 4 stars for me. It's good, but for me, in games, size does matter. And for $19, 2 hours is too much money. $19 is too much money for a 2 hour game. So it's only 4 stars. It's nowhere near game of the year for me, but I can't actually say it's a bad or even a mediocre game. There's so much good in the game that you have to respect that. 4 stars. So what I'm going to ask is, have you been playing the indie games that are out there? And if you have, which one so far is your favorite? I am going to go with Transistor on PlayStation 4, but you tell me what's your favorite.